In this segment, we will learn to calculate the measures of forecast error that we discussed in the previous segment using Excel. So we have the data of actual demand for a year and the forecast using some method for that year. And we will be calculating mean absolute deviation, mean squared error, and mean absolute percent error for this data. And finally, we will be calculating the tracking signal. So as we learned that forecast error is equal to actual demand minus the forecast for that period. So A minus F. In order to calculate absolute error, we will use the function ABS that returns the absolute value of a number that is a number without its sign. So in this way, we can calculate the absolute error. And simply take the average of the values in this column, we can find the mean absolute error or mean absolute deviation. For error squared, we will simply square the error value or the absolute error value. Both will give us the same result. We can simply drag to find the error squared for all the 12 months and simply average out this column to find the mean squared error. And as we learned that absolute percent error is absolute error divided by actual demand. And of course, you have to change the setting of the cell to percentage. And you can simply drag to find absolute percent error for the 12 months and then take the average of these 12 values to find mean absolute percent error. In order to find the tracking signal, we need to find the error and mean absolute deviation till that period. So we need to sum up the errors up till that period. So for January, it will be equal to the error of January. So we will take sum from January to January. So just fix the first cell, that is the cell E7, using function simply F4 or function F4, function plus F4. So we will fix the cell, E7 in this case, and then simply drag. See that the second cell is showing the sum of errors for January and February. The third is showing the sum of errors for January, February, and March. And finally, the last cell is showing the sum of errors for the 12 months. Similarly, we can find the mean absolute deviation till that period. So that will be the average of absolute errors till that period. For the January, that will be average of errors till January. Again, we will fix the cell F7 in this case and simply drag. So you can see that the second value is showing the average of absolute errors for January and February. This one, the average of absolute errors for January, February, and March, and this one up till November, and finally up till December. So now we can simply take the ratio of these two, that is cumulative error till that period divided by mean absolute deviation till that period. And in this way, you can tracking signal for the 12 periods And here we have applied conditional formatting at ±3 tracking signal in the month of April and May is exceeding the lower limit of -3. For the rest of the periods, it is within acceptable range. It is not above +3 nor neither below -3. So we can adjust the forecast for April and May in order to bring the tracking signal within acceptable range. So in this way, we can find MAD, MSC, MAP, and tracking signal because the forecasts are almost always wrong. So we have to keep a check using either of these forecast measures, and it is better to use more than one measures to have a better check on the accuracy of your forecasts. Thank you very much.